Hello, everybody. Welcome to my weird, wonderful world. And as most of you know, I prefer talking about music whenever possible. But as you saw in the thumbnail, I do want to tackle a bit of a different subject today because remember, the name of this channel is my name. It's about my thoughts, my ideas, and my opinion and point of view and all that good stuff. And remember, I'm always coming from a point of view of pro-humanity with love, respect, dignity, consideration, and all that positive stuff about bringing humanity together, of working together and making each other healthy and safe and viable and vibrant in this lifetime. And it's funny because now, although it may seem like I'm talking against technology, because us against the AI threat that's out there, and it is a threat. Don't get me wrong, it is a threat. But I do like technology. I like the fact that I'm able to use this to burn to burn all my CD collection directly into this 2 terabyte drive, and it's just so beautiful that once all my wonderful albums, okay, that was created by real people, actual people, and they put it together, and they put work and effort into it to give you a product, and for me to be able to back it all up and to be able to share this makes it easy for me. This makes it easy for me to share. I can now bring this over to anybody who has a Blu-ray player like I have, and my brother has the exact same Blu-ray player. I can just go plug this in it, and there's my whole entire library in one space instead of dragging around like 800 CDs. This stuff makes me this makes me happy. But this is technology, but it's still a humanistic element of enjoyment and satisfaction behind it. As long as it still preserves the humanities, because that's what it's all about, the humanities, about the human endeavor. And this whole AI thing that's happening, and it's for me, I find it's a little bit of and it's alarming. Like I wrote this here. I don't want to try to read directly from this. I still want to give you more of my human personable, you know, side of everything. And this about, okay, first of all, I want to make a statement right here, right now, that I think that the AI content that's on the internet, on these platforms like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and all the and Twitter and all that good stuff, should be highly, much more regulated than it is right now, because it's hurting us. It's algorithmic pollution that's interfering in what YouTube should be about. It should be putting the you back in YouTube. You know that you in YouTube stands for people, right? It stands for people. And like, I love people. Don't get me wrong. I love people. I don't like sometimes what some people do, and the greed and the manipulation and the pettiness sometimes that some people can hold. I wish they were able to release it. Not just for the last just for the just so that it's less destructive on the world, and for them to free themselves from that anchor, that weight, of that heaviness, of that badness, that they just need to get rid of it. It's more for their peace of mind than my own peace of mind. how many times have I said this on my channel, and I don't say it enough, that you never compromise your peace of mind for anything, because you will end up losing both your peace of mind and the thing you compromised your peace of mind for. And yeah, so okay, just I'm gonna try. I'll try to get into this. Like I said, I don't want to really read this out loud. I'm I'm seeing more and more of this AI generated or assisted content out there that's recommended by an AI algorithm and sometimes viewed by chat GPT bots, and it's pretty insidious. So sometimes I know most of the people I interact with are genuine people, but there has been a few times where I'm sure I don't think this is a real person. I think this is a chat GPT bot that's impersonating a real person, making you think they're a real person. Because so much of we can't not like being a real person nowadays. We can't compete with the content farms, with AI content farms that's just pumping out mindless, or how do I put it here, auto-generated nonsense sinkhole of vacuous mass-produced nothingness that somehow makes money, because we've all agreed to pretend that it has value. Now, I want to see much stricter regulations on YouTube, especially on YouTube, the platform that I'm trying to emote an actual humanistic, personality, that just happens to talk about music, because that's the most humanistic, you know, the deepest and most universal language, and a higher form of language that is just it's personable, it's deep, it's special to each and every person. For those who love music as much as I do, if you love music as much as I do, as much as I know Larry Graves and so many others do, and we are out here you know, working, as much as we can, because let's face it, YouTube doesn't make it easy for a working guy, especially a working guy like me who has an actual physical job that takes time and energy away from me being able to do this. You know what I wish I could do? I wish that I could not work and spend and what eventually within the next 4 or 5 years, if I could do this somehow, transition this channel that I have here in in such a way that it would be more of an art channel, where I want to make it more artistic. I want to make it more human. I want to make it more personable. I want to collaborate. I actually want to collaborate. There's a few people I do want to collaborate. I talked with somebody last night, David Peterson, at the venue I was. He was talking to me about having a collaboration about something. And I'm like, I'm all for it. Yes, human contact, going out to that show last night. It was so personable and so, like, cozy, and just the right atmosphere for their brand of music. And yes, like, yes, I will 100% always apologize for my lack of quality technology that is inferior to the being there. You had to be there to hear how beautiful, that whole night was. I just recorded one song that I posted yesterday, and yes, the quality, I will fix that eventually, when I'm able to. And and so I don't want to have to apologize about that anymore. I want, I am doing the best with what I have and with what I can, and I know a lot of you understand. And those who do understand, those of you who have reached out and say, yes, we get it, we understand, and we're on your side. We sympathize with you. Thank you, and I totally appreciate it for sure. But there's expectations. I'm never going to be, I thought my worst kind of competition would be like Mr. Beast, but no, the real evil out there is this algorithmic pollution. Let's call it that. It's an algorithmic pollution that's eating up the humanity that should be put back into the onto all these platforms. There should be, if I haven't said it already, it should be higher regulations against AI generated content, especially mindless sludge of drivel, shallow and soulless world. That's what it is. Instead of us, celebrating a rich and alive history of real human achievement, combine that with the idea that most people, like I was just saying, we just can't afford the time, energy, or anything, to make the mute the to compete against this, and that's the worst part of it. That's the worst part of this whole AI thing. It's too effing useful. See, I just said effing. I just said it again. You see AI, you got me saying almost a bad word. I actually wanted to say the actual word, but AI is listening, and the overlords. I don't want to anger the overlords. I know it's fine. It's free speech, and I should be able to swear if I want to on my channel, but it's more of a personal thing of branding. I just want to be able to reach more people, and if I start swearing, that kind of starts limiting the people that I can, you know, I want it to be a little bit wholesome because my intention is, again, never to offend people. I don't like offending people. I don't want to offend people. You know, and and it always kind of mystifies me a little bit that people become offended by my content where my content is so anti-offensive. So that always boggles my mind. But but yeah, I think we should somehow, us real people, we should somehow find a way to 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 fix this whole this AI problem creeping into to the everyday real, you know, exchanging genuine human reward for the eff- the re, yeah the, exchanging genuine human reward of effort has been replaced with quick results. If the goal is just to fill space rather than say something meaningful, then they've succeeded. They've succeeded. I want my channel to have meaning to it and be meaningful. But I swear, if people are not like instantly like entertained right away, like within the first 10 seconds of watching your channel, if they're not that 3-second video of a Japanese girl going a cute, making a cute, silly, stupid face and getting millions of views and millions of likes, for a 3-second video of a girl making a stupid head movement, making a stupid, silly face, meaningless drivel content, overtaken actual effort of human endeavors. It kind of gets me a little bit riled up. I want to say, and I want my channel to be about the real, about embracing. You know, I grew up Well, when I was living up in Montreal, I was reading a whole bunch of books, and there was one book in particular that I really had an affinity for. It was called, what was it called? Gestalt theory. It was called Gestalt theory, and I thought it was fascinating. And the whole point, okay, that I could to sum it up as best as humanly possible, it's about it's about becoming like here and now in the moment of being at peace, at one, where you're not in psychological time of living in the past or the future, but you are present, capital P, present in the present moment, and that you are in the here and now, and that the gestalt, the pure gestalt of any situation, of any moment, exists at the contact boundary between the organism and the environment. That is where true meaning, contact, tactile, being able to hold something. I remember when going on the internet, when having a computer, especially like in 1999 or 2000, when going on the yeah, especially in the early 2000s, where having a computer was, how do you put it? You know, you know, going on the internet was a place to go. It was a place to go, not something you carried around with you, and just the internet is so much different than it was in the 2000s. You know, before the smartphone came out, it was you had a special place in your place for the computer. If not a computer room, you actually dedicated a room for your computer. It was a place you went, to meet other people, to see other people's endeavors and content, and and it was a place to go, and but now it's just, yeah, it's empty and vacuous. And okay, I am done with this ramble. It again is a ramble. It's not a rant, although it should be, because but it's not a rant against an actual person. I'm not like I like if anybody like it shouldn't be offended. Like if I get a dislike, I guarantee it's not an actual person doing it. It has to be a bot. It's like if I like, come on, how what's the word I'm looking for? How so? Oh, I can't think of the word, but how what's that word? What's the word I'm trying to think of? Like how bad it would be if I would be offending a bot. Like what's the word I'm looking for? Well, you know what I'm trying to think of. Okay, I am done before my brain. It hurts my brain. It hurts my brain, and 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 I just want to say I have kind of like shunned and trying to stay away from anything that's computer generated, like that's AI assisted in any way, shape, or form. I mean, now I can go when I'm making a video, right? I can go to where I manage my videos, and it has a place where I can go and look at inspiration. But all that inspiration is being generated by AI. It's AI like looking at your channel, looking at what you like to do, and saying, "Well, how about trying this idea? How about trying this?" It's trying again. Like I said, that's the problem. That's the biggest problem with the AI stuff. It's just way too effing useful, and it's sucking the lifeblood. It's sucking the humanity out of something that should be human. All right. I digress. I'm gonna stop now. Because I love you guys. I love you guys, and not just with me, but help other smaller channels. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to me and other channels of real people. Okay, just don't give any inch to the AI. We gotta stop you gotta stop it from infringing upon us. I think it's really hurting us real people, and that's why we're not as huge as, yeah, no, real people, not fake people. And yeah, okay, don't be afraid to hit the like button, of course. Leave me comments, let me know that you're a real person. If you can somehow in the comments, like, say something, like leave a comment that only a real person can leave, and not don't go out of your way to do so, but I would get a kick out of that if you try to make a comment that clearly only a human can make that a comment like that this is definitely not a bot, you know. All right, everybody, please be safe, take care. I will see you on the flip side, and please, everybody, have a great day, evening, morning, night, afternoon, wherever you may be. Peace, everybody.